I'm the project director for mnartist.org, so my day job is a variety of things. I've always considered myself a painter. When I was younger, it would probably be 75–80% in the studio making things. Now it's probably 75–80% thinking about and planning for things. I'm that person that makes tapes for people all the time and maybe imposing my taste on people. DJing, I think it's just an extension of that. mnartist.org is an online hub for Minnesota artists. It's the project of the McKnight Foundation and the Walker. That's what it's originated and where the support comes from. And really what it originated from is the idea that artists needed to have a web presence moving into the new century. We have free websites for artists, we have reviews, online articles, feature profiles, we have an arts calendar. It has over 5,000 arts listings a year that get put up on that site. We have an online newsletter called Access Engage. We have forums and blogs on the site. It's all these different things. A little over 17,000 unique artists now on the site. And if you look at the stats, we have something between 80 and 85% of the artists in the state have a profile on MN Artists. And when I say artists too, it isn't just visual art, that's musicians, that's filmmakers, that's writers, that's poets, it's people that are rose mauling to people that are performance artists. So it's all that range that are on the site. Really what MN Artists is about a connection. Getting the artist to meet the patron or the appreciator or each other. That's what it's about. I think there's a certain sense of humor in a lot of my work that I really enjoy, and I think it's definitely part of it. Some people have a very methodical way they set their palette. I do not. I think the way of dealing with the main core issues in my work, even though it may not seem evident looking at it on the surface, is ideas about loss or failure or fear of failure or anxiety. And I think the best way of dealing with those issues in my work is through a sense of humor. And that bring out this thing that initially seems oh, this is this very odd toy-like thing, and then you dig a little bit deeper and there might be some layers that aren't quite as glossy. There's definitely conceptual ideas behind all of this, but I want those to be there, but also have these other things in front of that to invite people in, and then hopefully there's these other ideas that come out from it. There's all these little entry points to it, things that they may pick up on this reference, they may pick up on the pop culture reference, or they may not. But that there's these little clues left throughout it. But the overall narrative is open-ended, and I like that. I like the fact that it can be far more open-ended that way. My dream house is Cameron's house from Ferris Bueller. It's a real Mies van der Rohe house that's in Highland Park in Chicago. It's a real place. I think it sold for $2.8 million. Even if I had that kind of money, it wouldn't really be buying my dream house. My dream house doesn't exist. I think one element that people maybe recognize with my work is a certain palette, which is very bright and also pulls a lot from 70s and 80s interior design, and a lot of that toy, glossy, oversaturated color. And I do like avocado green and harvest gold. I've always wanted to DJ, and a few years back I got the opportunity, and since then it's become just a nice extra component, little hobby. What I really love in DJing is finding that mix that is totally unexpected, so I can take this obscure German house track and then drop it into the never-ending story theme. It's something that's just doesn't belong together at all, but to make it work. And that's with my work too, is how can I find these two images or two objects that have no business being together but make it work somehow. I feel my paintings are a lot like music in a way. There's this dynamics to it. There's everything from the rawness of the flat canvas that you see, almost like the pure canvas coming through, to areas that might be half-inch thick of thick paint on there. It's all those dynamics in between. It's the drippy washes to it, to the hard edge areas, and it's how those work within the piece. So you get this message when you're going through art school that you need focus, and you need to pick something, and this is what you do so you can create a style. I am never the one to be that way. Each thing's very different. Sometimes it's the challenge of getting them all to work together. But what I think is interesting about my work and a strength is when they do work.